Hello, I'm out at a lovely piece of ancient woodland today, and I haven't had to go far before I found a little patch of mushrooms. Let me show you, it's just down here. So I got excited at first because I thought that they were wood blewits, but now that I'm closer down I can see that these are the clouded funnel, or the Clitocybe nebularis clouded funnel. These aren't edible. These are actually quite a tasty mushroom, but they do make some people sick, so they're not really recommended as an edible, but you can often find them in absolutely huge groups. They grow in rings and in troops as well. You can see all around the base of this tree here there's absolutely loads. Oh, and I'm stepping on loads as well. Didn't realise that. Like, this is what they look like when they're a little bit smaller. It's got that classic Clitocybe shape with the sort of bulbous base. It's quite a stocky mushroom. You'll often find these beneath lots of deciduous trees. So this is under a little oak, but you can often find them under beech and elm, lots of other trees as well. So let's see what else we can find. Oh my god. Is that a blewit? Look at the size of that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is massive and in perfect condition. Honestly, look at the size of that. When I put it in my basket. Look at the size of this blewit that I just found. It's absolutely humongous. It's the size of my head, look. So wood blewits are an edible mushroom, and they're really easy to identify, not just because they are bright purple, but because they're quite a stocky mushroom, and you can see they've got quite a thick, stocky, bulbous base. Their gills are purple and the stem as well. So the wood blewit has got a couple of lookalikes, but you want to be staying away from any mushrooms that have got a rusty brown spore print, or any mushrooms that have got fibres that connect the cap to the stem, because they might be a toxic Cortinarius species. So you just want to be careful when you're foraging for wood blewits, but they are a pretty easy mushroom to identify, as long as you make sure you have got purple gills, purple stem, and a purpley brown cap. Sometimes in the older mushrooms the cap can change to a bit of a brownish colour, but on this one it's still very, very purple. And you can see that they get quite big, but they can be, well, hang on, let me put this in my basket and show you. They can range from about this big up to, that's probably the biggest blewit I've ever seen. But they are also really easy to cultivate at home, so you can break up the mushroom and roll it up in a piece of damp cardboard like a little burrito and put that in your compost bin, and it should spread pretty quickly because they're a saprobic mushroom, and their favourite substrate is leaf litter. So if you've got a compost bin with some leaf litter, some wood chip, they'll absolutely love that. You can also make blewit bombs as well. So you can blend up all of the mushroom and put that in your freezer in like a little ice cube, and then when you're ready to put that out into your compost bin, you can pop that out, and as that melts it'll create like a little tea in your compost bin, and it will inoculate your compost. So there's a couple of ways there to grow blewits in your garden. So this mushroom here is responsible for quite a few poisonings because it's an almost dead ringer for the field mushroom and the horse mushroom. But this is Agaricus xanthodermus, or the yellow staining mushroom, and it does look quite similar to the field and horse mushroom, but there are a couple of defining characteristics which can help you tell the difference. So first up is the obvious one. It is the fact that it stains yellow. Now sometimes the horse mushroom can bruise slightly yellow, but the yellow staining mushroom, it happens quite quickly and the colour is much stronger. So you can see here as I'm scratching it, the yellow is coming up quite quickly. Next up is when the mushrooms are young, they haven't got that kind of stereotypical cogwheel that you'll find in the horse and the chestnut mushrooms. It's much more of like a closed cup. And third is the smell as well. So the yellow staining mushrooms have got quite a gross smell. They kind of smell a little bit like a bit of an inky smell, but the horse chestnuts or the field mushrooms have got quite a nice sort of sweet aniseed smell. So that's the three ways I use to tell the difference. So down here we've got lots of white Dead-Nettle, and it's a beautiful plant that you can use much in the same way as stinging nettle. It's got much of the same benefits even though it's not from the same family. These flowers are actually quite sweet. You can suck the end and get a little bit of nectar out, and I showed you that in my last foraging video when I actually forgot to take you for a walk with me. But it's a lovely little plant and you can use it in much the same way as stinging nettles. But it's a really versatile plant and you can use it for teas, for poultices. As with all members of the mint family, it's got a square stem and it's got these kind of tubular white flowers as well that have got little black patterns on the undersides of the lips, of the top lip. But yeah, it's a really beautiful little plant, dead nettle. There's quite a lot of it growing along here. You can often find this just along pathway verges, roadside verges, in woodlands, hedgerows. It's quite a common plant. And then we've got the regular nettles. These are all good to pick again now that the new shoots are coming back through. One of the most nutritious plants, wild plants that we have here. Really, really good nettles. All the young cleavers are starting to come back through. And these are really good just steeped in water overnight for a tonic. And also they make a good hair rinse as well, cleavers. It's said that those who drink cleavers water every day will be the most beautiful person on earth. Look at all of these super glossy hawthorn berries still hanging on to this bush. Might have one of these, they look nice. So to eat a hawthorn berry, you just squish out that pip and then you can eat that fruit. Oh shit. It's hard with one hand. So squish out that pip and I can eat that fruit. Well, the evening has crept up on me quicker than expected. I'm still not used to these earlier nights. Need to start getting out earlier. I'm just on my way home now and it's been a nice little walk. Haven't found too many things, but that is the time of year now. There's still lots and lots out, but it just means that you have to go for a 6-hour walk to find 6 plants, rather than in the summer where you can literally just sit down, have a picnic, and you're surrounded by 20-25 edible plants and mushrooms. But it's been nice nonetheless, and it's beautiful seeing all of these trees changing colour. Yeah, I'm gonna head home now with my massive Bluit. I can't believe the size of this thing.